Nissan is recalling 443,000 vehicles for engine failure. This is a pretty big deal. Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. Let's get the details of this recall and what you need to know if you own one of these SUVs or some of these cars that are affected. It was just came out today on nits.gov. They send an email out every Monday, and this is the details from their recall. So the recall campaign, you can see there, 443,899 vehicles. It's 2021 through 2024 Rogues, 2019 through 2020 Ultimas, 2019 through 2022 Infiniti QX50s, and 2022 Infiniti QX55 vehicles with a 3-cylinder 1.5 liter engine or the 4-cylinder 2.0 liter variable compression turbocharged engine. The engine bearings may have manufacturing defects that can lead to engine failure. The remedy is dealers will inspect the oil pan for metal debris and, as necessary, repair or replace the engine. For vehicles with a 3-cylinder 1.5 liter VC turbo engine, if no debris is detected during the inspection, dealers will replace the oil pan gasket, engine oil, and reprogram the engine control module. For vehicles with a 4-cylinder 2.0 liter VC turbo engine, if no debris is detected, dealers will just replace the engine oil. Repairs will be performed for free of charge. Owners will be expected to be mailed, owner notification will be mailed by August 25th, 2025. So they have additional details, and I'm going to get to in this video, a bunch of reports and things that really have really interesting insights on what's going on. But this is interesting. If you go back in time, there's a story that ran, I found on Motor One, that ran on December 15th, 2023 by my friend Chris Smith. So this is over, let's see, that's December of not last year, but the year before. It said the U.S. Office of Defects Investigation announced it was launching a probe into over 450,000. Number sound familiar? Nissan's reports of premature engine failure. The vehicles in question include Nissan Altima, 2019-2023, Nissan Rogue, 21 through 23, Infiniti QX50s, 1923, and QX55 from 2022-2023 on investigation. Nissan confirmed the investigation, said they're working with NHTSA in response to the investigation. The vehicles use one of two engines. Guess what? 1.5 liter turbocharged 3-cylinder and 2.0 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, both variable compression engines. It's possible issues with main bearings or an L link at the bottom and can be the cause. The NHTSA's website states as much. I went to nits.gov. I looked at the details, went through some of the powertrain complaints, and some of these powertrain complaints under the section of like a 21 detail some engine failures. In further documentation, there's no recall at the time of that story from the 2023 story. The report does mention loss of power, knocking sounds, metal chunks in the oil, and outright failure. Keep those statements in mind. We'll get more to that in a little bit. Again, as most people know, common sense, any engine failure at virtually any speed can be a safety concern. Obviously, losing engine at highway speed is a big concern, catastrophic failure. And then it's interesting in the comments of this story, people are saying, hey, I lost my engine. I lost my engine. There's a few comments there. I did some searching on Google. A few people had talked about, hey, there's some issues here. I've had some issues of mine. Google actually states that Nissan Rogue owners reported stalling, lack of power, unusual noises with those engines. And then clicking on the reports, this one is the statement to the Associate Administrator for Enforcement. It talks about, this is the defect information report. So it talks about what models, and you can see the dates of manufacturing, what plants. So it's not the same plant. It's multiple different plants where these vehicles were manufactured. So it's not the plants themselves the vehicles were built at. It is the engine, where the engine was built at. Seems like that's a problem. Something in the manufacturing process of those engines. So you have Koshu, Japan, Smyrna, you have Canton, you have the Compass plant, which is, I'm not sure where that plant's at, but Infiniti plant, I think it's a Mexico plant. And so you have those plants described. And then the issue is with the 3-cylinder engine or 4-cylinder, the suspect engine assemblies have a 1-to-1 traceability records linking the affected engine numbers to produced with the specific production periods for those engines. Now, what's interesting about this document, it goes a little further, talks about what vehicles are affected by the numbers. So we have QX50, we have 5,000 vehicles. We have the QX55 is 5,000. QX50 was 84,000. Altima is 5,000. Nissan Rogue is the big number. That's the volume seller, 348,554. The percentage of vehicles estimated to actually contain the defect. I think this is the big important piece. You're going to see other channels do this type of video. They're going to have, oh my God, Nissan forgot to build engines, all this kind of garbage. The defect is estimated to represent in 1.2% of vehicles equipped with the engine. And with 1.3, 0.08% of vehicles equipped with the 4-cylinder engine have this problem. So is it a known problem with these vehicles? Yes. They have an engine issue. They have manufacturing debris with those engines. They're recalling them. They are. Is it every single one of these 348,554 have a bad engine? No. But there are some that do have that problem. 0.08% of those vehicles do have to have brand new engines. Description of the defect, basically it talks about bearing failures. So they determined that somewhere in the manufacturing process, the bearings were not built to specifications. The bearing failures happened over time. And as they got out of compliance in the engine, out of spec, better way to say it, the drivers received multiple forms of audible and visible notifications, including audible noise from the engine compartment, including rough running, malfunction lights coming on, warning messages, and then the engine may have failed while driving, which can really result in loss of motive power, which motive means forward power, increasing the risk of crash. So they didn't release a chronology. I can't find a chronology of events, which is unfortunate. But they are notifying dealers as of July 15th. Owners will be notified August 25th. And they have a little more details. Again, changing oil. You're going to inspect the oil and then look for it, debris in the oil pan, then change the oil. And the Part 57, Part 573 safety recall report is basically the same thing I just read to you in the longer report. This kind of goes through each of those documents. So the big story is that Nissan has been caught in the bugaboo happening to vehicles right now. We're having engine recall issues from manufacturing defects happening to parts inside the engine. Is it a large number? It is. 443,000 is the headline grabbing number. And I want to make sure people are aware of that own Nissan Rogues. I'm doing this video for Nissan Rogue, QX50, QX55 owners, even Nissan Altima owners as well, to make sure you're aware of that. If you own one of these vehicles, make sure you're aware of that. Make sure you're also aware that if you own one of these vehicles, that you're not losing sleep, freaking out. Engine bearing failure happens over time. And as we described, 1.2% of the 3-cylinder or 0.8% of 4-cylinder has problems. So deep breath. You'll probably be okay. If they detect debris in your oil pan, you get a new engine. So there you go. That's what's happening with a Nissan recall today. I just saw it. I saw the number. It's a big number. So make sure you guys are informed consumers. For more, check out videos up over here. Website down below as well. pickuptrucktalk.com. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.